Welcome to another episode on Wise World Talk with Florence Adeleke. And I'm so glad to have you here on another episode. So, in today's episode, we'll be looking at a very fantastic and interesting topic. You know, everybody wants to grow their wealth, everybody wants to make money, everybody wants to be rich, everybody wants to. There's virtually anybody that does not want to have this thing called money. But you know what? There are skills needed to actually getting this money. There are skills needed to actually creating this wealth that everybody is seeking after. But you know what? If you don't have the skills, then there is no wealth. So when we talk about wealth, building wealth, creating wealth, managing wealth, you need three major skills. At least, we have more, but these three major skills will change your finances forever when practiced and put in place. So what are they? Want to learn more? Then stay with me to the end.
Hi Wealthy, welcome to Wise Wealth Talk with Florence Adeleke aka Digital Flossy Podcast,
where you gain knowledge of financial literacy, investing, business, entrepreneurship and personal development coupled with exclusive experts interviews all tailored for your wealthy growth.
For more inquiries and sponsorships, please send an email to info@digitalflossy.com or call us on 0810-647-07.
I'll be talking on three must-have financial literacy skills for wealth building. So if you want to build wealth, you don't just want to have money that you spend and then you are still looking for another one to spend. Then you need to have these skills. It's a must for you. And it's just I've summarized it into three major must-have financial literacy skills for wealth building. So ensure that you don't skip any part of this podcast. We have actually talked about why you need financial literacy skills. We have also considered what financial literacy is all about and what it means to be financially literate. Please don't mind the background noise. I'm in the midst of children, so please take today's episode like that. Okay, today in this episode of our podcast, I'm going to be talking about three must-have financial literacy skills that you need for building wealth. Three must-have financial literacy skills for wealth building. The truth is this: it's easy to make money, but building wealth takes time, and it takes having some sets or skills, and it also takes knowledge. Wealth building it's a gradual process, and you also need to equip yourself with information. You also need to equip yourself with some certain skills to help you build that wealth that you are aspiring for. So now, without further delay, let's quickly go into them. Of course, I'm not going to be discussing in details these skills. I'm not. But in our upcoming episode, that is why you shouldn't miss out on any of our podcast, or on any of my podcasts rather, because I'm going to be exposing us to different I'm going to be talking more about these three things individually. So now the first one is the first skill that you need to have. I made it the first is budgeting. Yes, budgeting. Over time, many people are actually familiar with budgeting. When you ask a lot of people what is budgeting, they tell you, oh, this is budgeting. But many people don't plan. Many people don't have a budget. Oh, many people actually keep record of, maybe they buy A, they write A. They bought B, they write I bought B yesterday. But the truth is that many of these people don't actually they actually they actually take that for budgeting, but it is not budgeting. The fact that you're keeping record of your daily expenditures does not mean that that does not replace budgeting. So what is budgeting? The truth is that if you actually want to build wealth, if you want to be able to manage your income properly, then you need budgeting. And what is budgeting? What is budgeting in the first place? So now talking about budgeting. Now, what is budgeting itself? Budgeting is just creating a plan on how to spend your money. It's simply creating a plan on how to spend your money. You're earning so amount monthly, then even whether you're earning a salary or you're a business person, you need to budget. You need to budget your expenses. You need to budget your money. Definition defined budgeting as a planning process on how best to use one's money in order to have the financial resources for what's needed and important. So in order for you to have your financial resources available for what is needed and for what is important, and this will make me to talk about you understanding what is needed, and that talks about needs and wants. So if we are talking about needs and wants, of course I cannot be talking about that in this episode of the podcast. So it is about how best you can use your money in order so that you can have financial resources available for what is important and what is needed. So each month or each year you are making your plans, you need to know what is important, you need to know what is needed. That is what budgeting helps you to do. So if you want to build wealth, you need to have this skill. Even if you have not done it before, whether or not you are earning, you are spending. So if you are spending, you need budget. You have bills to pay. Bills does not respect whether you are making money or you're not making money. You know what? It doesn't. So you need to understand this. You need to have this skill. Okay? So I'm not going to dissect much about budgeting, but if you actually want to know more about budgeting and all these things I'm going to be listed here, then you can actually join our private group. Okay, so now I'm going to the next one. I said budgeting, and it's all about creating a spending plan for your money, so that you can always have the financial resources for what is needed and what is important. You know, because this episode is not all about budgeting. I would have actually liked it. I like something. You discover that somebody is earning so amount monthly, and then part of what should be included in your budgeting plan for the next month is your transportation to your office or to your workplace. So now you should budgeting will help you to be able to plan such that you will have enough money to carry you throughout the month for your transportation, for your feeding and all that. But if you don't budget, you don't know how much will take you throughout the month, then it is after 2 weeks you realize that you don't have enough to carry you even for your transportation. Now you shouldn't be short of transportation, should you? You shouldn't be short of transportation when you already know that every time you are going to work, okay, you are supposed to remove so percentage of your monthly income for your transportation, because that is a daily need. You understand? Second skill that you need to have is savings and investing. You can see that the two are together, savings and investing. Of course, we all know, or I want to believe that we all know what savings and probably investing is, but not everybody really understands what investing is. when I talk about investing or investment later in our subsequent episode, you will actually be able to know whether you know what investing is or what it's not investing. Not everything people call investment, like I said in my previous episode, is investment. What many people call investment are not investment. So you are going to, by following this podcast, you are going to know the things to look out for when investing, or in order to take a decision when it comes to investing. What is savings? Savings is simply putting some money aside for future use. But the thing is this: you don't just put money aside. Now, this is what I used to say, that whenever you're saving, your saving should have a purpose. Okay, that reminds me of when I was growing up. I personally am an ardent saver. I love to save. In short, even food. My younger ones, I remember when I was growing and all that. Even my younger ones were like, "You will keep." Sometimes it gets spoiled in the name of I'm saving this because I've eaten, and then you are giving me another portion. Then I would just want to keep that till later. Instead of maybe giving it out to somebody else, I'll say no, I'll still be hungry, so let me keep that. But and later I might forget to eat that food, and then when they find out the food or something or whatever it is that I have kept but that is edible, and they say, you see your life, you be keeping everything. So what am I trying to say is this: the point I'm actually trying to make is that I remember then when I was actually growing, anytime I save, I'm actually talking about saving and investing. Remember that when you are saving, your saving should be purposeful. Your saving should have, and there are different ways to save. Of course, this because I don't want this episode to be lengthy, so I might not be talking about different aspects of this saving and investing. But you must know that these are the skills you need to have. You need to know how to set money aside, and then you need to know why you are setting the money aside. I remember then, while I was growing up, whenever I save money, I sometimes then, while I was still very little, I saved with my parents, my dad especially. Then while I was growing later, maybe during my secondary school days, do you know what I used to save for? Please don't tell anybody. I used to save for games. So I saved to buy games. I love playing games, even as a girl child. I love playing games. So I used to save to buy games. I remember saving a particular portion to buy I think there's this popular game, maybe Game Boy or something. Yeah, I think then I was in my SS1. So I saved my food money. That was it was little. I want to eat, and I would save it just to buy Game Boy. After then, Game Boy was 5,000 naira, and that was huge money. But I'm trying to let you understand when it comes to saving and investing, because your saving must have. That is why I'm saying this story. So you might be wondering why she talking about this. The reason why I'm talking about this is that many people are like me. You save, but you really do not have plans for the saving. You just save because it's a culture that you need to embrace, or you need to do. So because you really don't have a specific plan or a specific goal for saving, anything comes, and whenever anything can come up, and then you are ready to just spend that money on that thing, even though it is not so important. Even though what you are spending on it is not so important. So I remember then I saved, I think maybe up to 4,500 or 5,000 naira then in Nigerian currency, and then to buy Game Boy. Yes, because I love playing games. And that was what I bought a lot of games before then. I saved to buy all this by myself. I know that I buy books too, but you can just imagine me saving just to buy something that is not an asset. You see, many people are saving to buy clothes, to buy this. Yes, clothes are neat, but you must be able to recognize when it is a need and when it is a want. You must be able to recognize when owning a shoe is a need and when it's a want. But I'm not going to be, like I said, I don't want to keep this episode lengthy, so I'm just going to reduce this part. So you must save. That's why savings and investing is together. Whenever you're saving, you must save so that you can invest. So you are saving to invest, and you must know the right thing to invest in. Investment is all about putting your money to work. Putting your money to work. So while you have saved by making your money from your businesses, from your whatever you are doing, you are also putting it to work. So you are not just keeping it in the bank, but you are putting it to work. All right. Now there are two classes of investment or investing, but I will not actually be going into that. We have the defensive investment type, and then we have the growth type. So of course I won't be discussing in details about this. That is why you need to join the Wise Builders Finance Academy. You need to join the Wise Builders Finance Academy. If you really want to learn more about all these topics in details, you want to take charge of your finances, you want to take charge of your wealth, then you need to join the Wise Builders Finance Academy. You need to So now the next one I will be talking about is the third skill, the number three. The third skill is personal finance management. Personal finance management. Of course, personal finance management is all encompassing. It includes your budgeting, it includes your savings and investing. It's all about managing your money, and it's about you having money, having the financial resources to do whatever you want to do, whether in a short term or in a long term. Your retirement, your mortgage, your investment, it's all encompassing. So it's one of those skills that you need. It is one of those skills that you need to also harness, to also acquire for wealth building, because you need to be an all-rounder when it comes to your wealth. So it involves your financial planning. It involves you having a financial goal. It involves you having a financial goal, setting goals for either a short term or a long term, so that you can have the resources to do whatever you plan to do. So I'm not going to, of course, this is just to make us to understand the three major skills that we need when it comes to wealth building and even managing our wealth. These three skills will set you apart, set your finances apart. It doesn't matter the level at which you're starting, but the most important thing is that you get started. The most important thing is that you get what? Started. So don't just now, even yes, no matter the point at which you are right now, you can still get started by practicing these skills. You can get started by practicing these skills. So you can check the link of you can check the description of the podcast to find out details about our personal finance bootcamp training. You can find out more about the courses we have in Wise Builders Academy. So you might want to also join the Wise Builders Academy, where you can learn more about your personal finance, investing, budgeting, and all other finance topics that will set you apart on your financial journey. Alright, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Wise World Talk with Florence Adeleke. I'm so glad to have you. See you in the next episode.